How's it going, everyone? It has been Lone Vault Wanderer, and today Skyrim Special Edition's Creation Club went live, and I want to talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to do any editing to this video. I'm not going to add music in the background because I really want to get my point across because I believe it's pretty important. In terms of Creation Club, I'm not talking about every single item available because I haven't played much Elder Scrolls, so it's probably no use for you to hear that information from me. I suggest you watch Maddie's video on the subject because he's played a hell of a lot more Elder Scrolls and Skyrim than I have, and he's just knowledgeable on the subject. He knows, what weapons and armor were available under past Elder Scrolls games and which ones have transferred over into the new Creation Club. So I'll link his video in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. But today I want to talk about one item in particular. So this is the general Creation Club Steam page, but it's this one, Skyrim Special Edition's Survival Mode Beta. So this is like any other item that's available currently under Skyrim Special Edition's Creation Club. And it goes for it's free at the moment, in fact, and I think it's free for the time that it's in beta for the first week or so. But then it's going to shoot up to 800 Creation Club credits. I'm also going to link this NeoGAF forum in the description below, so I'm giving credit for it. But it's going up to 800 credits. Now, because of the way purchasing Creation Club credits works, unless you have, a current amount of CC credits on your account, the only way to be able to get this is actually by purchasing the 1500 credit option, which is $15. So I'm not saying that, the survival mode is worth $15, but the fact is the only way to get it, unless you have an existing amount of credits, is to get that option. But for the sake of simplicity, let's say it is about $8. The reason why I wanted to make a video on this is because I think this is hard to justify. Because when I made my past videos on Creation Club criticizing it, especially because of its prices, the individual prices of each content under Creation Club, when you compare that to the prices that we've traditionally been paying for DLC for Fallout 4, it was just, really hard to justify that. The prices of DLC comparatively were pretty cheap compared to the individual items. Like, I've said this in the past, Far Harbor was $25, Nuka World was $20, yet individual items under Creation Club, like, certain weapon and armor, were $4 or $5, sometimes more than that, right? And I found that hard to justify. This is a particularly egregious example because survival mode is $8, let's say, yet Fallout 4 survival mode, when it launched, was nothing. It was a free update. And I know that survival mode was already in Fallout 4, but it was different. You know what I'm talking about, right? It was the big update that came around this time here when we got the hunger option. I can scroll down here, right? Increased lethality, no more fast travel, the hunger, adrenaline, all that kind of stuff. That big Fallout 4 update that we got that really made survival mode what it is today, that was a free update to the game. But this Skyrim Special Edition one, even though it's free now, it's going to be shot up to about $8. And I don't know what to say to that. I really don't. I mean, I love the games industry, and I don't like doing negative videos because it makes me feel like shit. It really does. But something like this is just, I don't have words for it. I can't justify this. And when I see Fallout and Elder Scrolls fans get upset by this, or about this, I can't say, well, why are you upset? Because I understand. I understand their frustrations. And now I'm particularly frustrated because, as we all know, the Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and now larger Bethesda online community has been divided for so long. And it really started with Fallout 4 being a lackluster game, and everyone was kind of like lukewarm towards it, or some people just outright hated Fallout 4. There was a big divide in the community. And as a result of that, I just want the community to go back to the way it was when everyone was excited for Fallout 4. I mean, those were the days, right? But I feel like we're constantly getting away from that with things like this. And some people might make the argument that, well, this Skyrim Special Edition survival mode is different to the Fallout 4 survival mode. It's really not. I mean, I've made this comparison chart here where the green, elements in green here are pretty much the things that are almost similar or exactly similar between Fallout 4 Survival Mode and Skyrim Special Edition Survival Mode. So things like fast traveling and the perks available and the hunger and the fatigue and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty much the exact same. And the differences come into it where, for example, with radiation and Fallout, right? There's no radiation in Skyrim Special Edition, but the equivalent is probably cold weather, yeah? And I'm not going to go through this comprehensively. You can take a screenshot, you can have a look at it, but these are the main differences. This was copied from the wiki, and this was copied from Bethesda's article, which you can see in the description below as well. So things like, carry weight is significantly reduced, over encumbrance. Again, I mentioned fast traveling, saving and leveling. So in Fallout 4 Survivor Mode, the only way to save is to sleep. But in Skyrim Special Edition Survivor Mode, the only way to level up is to sleep. Again, fatigue, you're subject to fatigue in both of them. In Fallout, you're subject to illnesses, but in Skyrim Special Edition, you're subject to diseases. So all in all, these two modes are very, very similar. Let me go back here, because it's a relevant screen. All in all, they're very similar modes. But one is $8 and one was a completely free update. And I can't understand why that's the case. And I think, when you're asking why fans can't accept Creation Club, this is one of the reasons why. And it's, again, I mentioned the price discrepancies between Fallout 4, old Fallout 4 DLC and Fallout 4 Creation Club items. As I mentioned before, this is the most egregious because now we're comparing something that was free in the past to something that costs $8. And I can't blame fans for getting upset about this because it is pretty much the exact same. And, the difference being, of course, back with the Fallout 4 Survivor mod, it was internal Bethesda employees developing it, but now it's someone that they've hired through the Creation Club as an independent contractor. But both of those, elements have costs, right? I mean, maybe I don't know whether it's cheaper or more expensive to hire on an independent contractor. There's a lot of elements that go into that. But broadly, I can't imagine that this was so much more expensive that it would justify the $8 price point. So at this stage, look, I don't get mad on my videos. And videos that I have gotten mad on, I've regretted that and I've taken them down. But I want this community to get back to the stage that it was pre-Fallout 4. I want everyone to be excited about Bethesda games and everyone in the community, to be happy and have a unified voice. And obviously, I realize this is the internet and we can't all be fucking singing Kumbaya. I get that. But decisions like this just make it harder for the community to be happy again and to really enjoy the games. And maybe this is a wider industry thing, where everyone's getting upset about microtransaction decisions and all of that. And I get that. But I don't know, guys. I'm babbling. It's difficult for me to comprehend why this is $8. And I really hope someone from Bethesda is listening to this or just, listening to what fans are saying. I've seen people tweet out about this. I think Many True Nerd sent out a tweet about this exact same issue saying, well, Fallout 4 survival mode was free and this is not free. I hope they're seeing this. I hope they're seeing the fan response because the reason why Skyrim paid mods went away in the first instance is because there was such a huge backlash. But now, maybe there isn't as big of a backlash because it's not outright called paid mods. I don't know. But these decisions still are upsetting a lot of fans. And I hope that Bethesda sees this and listens to our suggestions for improvement. And if they can't be made, then what are we going to do? I don't know. I really don't know, guys, but this is something that I can't comprehend. I really can't. All right. Anyways, before I get more upset, this is the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.